Hi again guys, and welcome to another installment of Dirtmasters Unplugged, the series where we build custom rally machines, basically, for vehicles which either don't have a rallying counterpart featured on the game, or just alternate versions of rallying vehicles. Now this particular version does of course have an existing rally car. It's the Mitsubishi Evo 4. We do have an Evo 4 rally car. This build though is designed to be a little bit different to that. Something kind of in between the rally car and the road car. Now, I've built this in the style, as of course you'll have seen from the title, of a Group B machine. And basically the thought behind this was to make a Mitsubishi Evo 4, of course, as I said, in the style of a Group B rally car, but also in the style of kind of a base model. Something, of course, without any livery, something that looks relatively plain, that's come straight out the factory, ready for a team to livery up and race. So I went for that kind of standard base car look. I opted for the body kit, which covers the spotlights and makes it look a bit more aggressive. I have also fitted the flat floor, which of course increases downforce, grip, and also your PP level. So as far as the visuals, it's relatively simple, and of course there is room for personal variation as it's not a replica. Now, first of all, of course, we'll go over to the mechanical setup, and then take it out, obviously, to a dirt track to see how it performs as a Group B style machine. Now, with rally cars, as I've mentioned before, PP isn't usually as important, but I've rounded this one off nonetheless, as you can see, to 550 PP. We've gone for dirt tyres, obviously snow tyres, if that's what you're going to use it for. I've raised the ride height to 170, front and rear, springs to 8, respectively, to the front and the back, the dampers to 4, as well as the anti-roll. Camber and tow, we've got neutral. We'll come back to the gearbox in just a second. As far as the centre diff, I've gone for 80% power to the rear to help it to get the tail out a bit more, and then for the diff itself, I've gone for the lowest initial torque, highest acceleration, and lowest braking. As far as power, obviously it's not a replica, as I said, so you can build it to whatever level you want. I wanted it to have the same kind of power as many Group B machines, which is around 440, 450 horsepower, so we've gone for a Stage 3 engine tune, sports computer, exhaust, manifold and cat, and plus an oil change as well, and then reduce that down to 99% power. As far as the weight loss, we've gone for the full package, and finally for the gearbox, obviously it's not a top speed build, so I wanted it to be a pretty close ratio gear set, so we've gone for an auto setting of 130, then individual gears of 3.3, 2375, 1.8, 1425, 1175 and 1, with a final drive of 4. And as you can see, overall that gives it a pretty decent spec sheet, something akin to a Group B car. But now, of course, to test what it can actually do, let's take it out on the dirt. Now overall, of course, being as there is already an Evo rally car, there is a tendency to compare it to that. Overall, it's a bit of a different machine. Being a premium, of course, the driving feel is slightly different. The quality of the physics tend to be better on premium cars. And overall, it's a fun car. This is designed to be something which is a bit more specialised and not necessarily oddball, but more unique than something like the existing rally car. Something akin to kind of a rallycross car, but also inspired most definitely by the extreme Group B machines. Overall, it's an Evo with 440 horsepower, so it's never going to be slow. The handling is pretty beginner friendly, even given the power, and the performance is good. The PP is quite high, but for rallying, as I said earlier, that doesn't tend to matter too much. People aren't that picky when it comes to setting PP levels for rallying, not generally speaking at least. So overall, if you do decide to use this custom Group B inspired build for the Evo 4, obviously I hope you find it fun and indeed competitive for racing as well if you do decide to rally it. And that's it overall for this particular Dirtmasters Unplugged build, and if you'd like to keep up of course with others like this in the future, you can do that by hitting subscribe down below. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.